Hi everyone! Today I have a quick tutorial for you on knitting lateral braids. Lateral braids are just a row of stitches that looks like it moves sideways across your knitted fabric. They're actually very easy to do. You only need to know how to knit, knit through the back loop, increase and decrease. So let's get started. I am just going to work my first stitch here as a self-edge stitch, so I'll get that out of the way. All right, the first step is to increase one stitch using the make one right technique. So I'm just going to lift up this loop, put it on the left needle, and then probably struggle to knit into the front of the stitch. I always find make one right just a little tricky. All right, once you have increased your stitch, you take it and slip it back to the left needle. Then you're actually going to bypass the first stitch and go over to the second stitch and knit through the back loop. Then you come back to your first stitch, which is the stitch that you increased, and knit that one through the front loop. Then you'll drop them both from the needle. So from there you just repeat. You slip your stitch back to the left-hand needle, knit through the back loop of the second stitch on your needle, and then through the front loop of the first stitch. As you're learning this technique, that can feel a little bit fiddly. You need to be careful when you're slipping stitches that you don't accidentally split them. But once you get going, you can really get into a rhythm and it goes pretty quickly. And you can see that the little braid is starting to form on the fabric. So you will continue that way all the way across your row. When you get to the end, and I will not make you guys watch me knit all the way to the end, but when you get to the end, because you increased to start, you will need to decrease one stitch. Different tutorials will tell you to do it different ways. My preferred method is to slip the stitch back like you would, and then instead of knitting the second stitch through the back loop, I go ahead and knit both of them together through the back loop. When you turn your work, you'll just purl across as you normally would. If you're working in the round, of course, you would just knit the next row, or you could work another braid. You might notice that the row of stitches above your braid and the one below as well, the one above might be a little loose and the one below a little bit tight, but my experience is that once you've blocked it, this will even itself out. So that is how you knit lateral braids. I hope you found this tutorial useful.